Hello everyone, Farrell and Tally here from
Hello.
Board of It, and today we're going to take you through our top 161 games. As reviewers, we obviously have games in flux, we get sent them, and we have a big collection that we're ever going to play. So, we kind of curate it, we give some away to friends, we sell some, so on and so forth. So this is just going to be an insight into our standing collection at the moment. So you could say the games that were good enough to keep our top 161 games. So, so why don't you begin?
Yeah, so not technically a game, but one of the favourite things we have in our collection is our beautiful new Geek and Sun board game table, which we are genuinely obsessed with. We've spent months waiting for it to come, right? Come on. And then the day finally came. And we're absolutely buzzing about it. And it is also the Geek and Sun Megan table, so it's extra special because our dog is also called Megan.
Yeah.
But we absolutely love it. I knew it was going to be really beautiful, but I'm really blown away by the quality and how it looks as a normal dining table as well. So it has the leaves that go on top of it. And then as soon as we're ready for board games, we whip the leaves off to reveal this underneath.
Yeah.
So it's super convenient. We've had 2 games out on the table before, so one down here, one on top, which is quite funny. That's how obsessed we are with board games.
Yeah. Well, it helps us film, right? That we can keep one above, one below.
Exactly. So really convenient, and it's just stunning quality, and we absolutely love it. And it has a card rail here, which everyone is always like, whoa, very, very clever.
That's great.
So we do have a special link that you can use, which we've listed down below in the description box. And there's also a discount code down there. So if you were thinking already of getting a Geek and Sun table, we'd really...
Yeah, or just any of their products, really.
Any of their products, we'd really appreciate it if you could use our link. It helps us to reinvest some money into the channel.
Yeah. So, going into the games, we have Autobahn set up, but we haven't played it yet, so we can skip past that. We'll tell you at a later date if it's a good game or not. But we do have a game here, Zoo Tycoon, which actually was our last video. We did a preview of this, and it's out on Kickstarter at the moment. It's a heavy, kind of intricate, really thinky Euro, but we really liked it.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Big fan.
It's if you... I guess it's like I said a little bit in the video, it reminds me of Spirit Island vibes a little bit, like thinking your way through the puzzle. It's not cooperative, it's competitive though, but you have a lot of considerations in what you do because there's a lot of things that affect other things.
Yeah.
But you can watch that video and we really like it. This is only a prototype, but we're really happy we got to keep it.
And
we're
definitely really cute animal meeples.
Yeah, and they're going to get even better, I think, in the official campaign. So we have like a worse version than you'd get if you backed it.
Yep, and it's still really good.
But we definitely consider this in our top games. I'm not going to get rid of this anytime soon. But we will now move to, you could say, the bulk of our collection. So let's go. We come to the, kind of bulk of our collection, although there's games everywhere in this house.
This is the A cupboard though.
Well,
right? Sort of. This is in the prime location in the living room. This is what everyone can see.
The showcase.
Showcase.
You got like the games up here, right?
If it fits, it sits also.
Because in the last place we had like a big cabinet that wasn't ours, and it fit more games. We could organise them by type. Whereas this, as you say, is much more size, because it's only like specific sizes, like normal sizes and kind of the longer, narrow ones, as you'll see. So, I guess, shall we start over here?
Yes.
And
top part.
Go on then, you can take us through.
So,
starting which way?
Yeah, I'm going to start from left to right. So, on the left, we have Merv, which is a really nice little Euro, which we really enjoy. And then we have Wingspan, an absolute classic. I think you would say that you would never choose to play it, maybe if it was just us two, but we have a lot of friends that really like this game. So we do actually play it quite a lot, to be fair.
I think it's an easy one. It gets a bit later, and you kind of want one more game, but you don't want to teach anything, and everyone knows Wingspan, so you just get it on the table, right?
Although that doesn't exactly count when you have 5 players. We had that game that time that took 1 million hours.
But then some of them didn't know how to play, right?
Exactly.
Which was painful.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say we never played just 2 players, because we're about to do the Asia expansion.
Yeah.
Like 2 players after this.
We have played it 2-player, just on the odd occasion,
usually.
but it's probably not one we'd always reach for.
Yeah. Also, we've played it like a bazillion times.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have Spirit Island, which is a co-op game. That is my favourite co-op, I think. I also do... Oh, no, that's not co-op, though. I'm thinking of something else. There was something that came up recently, which I said could be my new favourite co-op to replace Spirit Island. I can't think what it is now.
I'm sure we'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, either we'll get to it or I'm making it up and it can't have been that good. But yeah, I think that's pretty much my favourite co-op.
I like it. I want to play it more. I feel like we haven't given it enough time. Like, we've played it a couple of times, but not a lot. Less than 5, I think.
Really?
Yeah, maybe 5.
Okay. I think we played it a lot in the beginning of when we got it, and then we just haven't got it out in a long time now.
Years. I don't even know if we've played it since we've been keeping records, which is like as long as the channel.
Whoa.
But I really want to play more of it. We just never seem to get around to it. Yeah. But Imperial Steam.
Yes.
That is kind of one. It's a bit of a weird one because I kind of want to get rid of it. Kind of don't want to get rid of it.
I wouldn't want to get rid of it.
No, it's just because it's incredibly difficult and tedious. It has probably the worst setup of any game besides Twilight Imperium in our collection. So I hate getting it out unless I have 4 people helping me. Yeah. But then it's also incredibly difficult to teach. It's a very mean game, but it is interesting and different.
Yes, I would agree. I like it. And then we have 2 Alexander Pfister games, 2 of our favourite ones. We have Maracaibo and Great Western Trail, both excellent. I was absolutely buzzing the other day because we've played a fair amount of Maracaibo.
11 games, I believe.
11 games.
Including
it always
that
seems
one.
more to me, but
Alexander Pfister games usually do seem more because you go around in a loop, right, over and over. So every game is like 4 games, right? It feels like it because you do the same thing for so long.
Yeah, but we have a friend who sometimes comes around and we usually play one of these or Brass Birmingham.
Yeah, or Scythe.
Or Scythe, that's like the rotation, really.
He's like our OG game friend, and he only wants to get out the OG games from like way back when.
Which is fair. But I was very pleased the other day because out of the first time in 11 games, I actually won. And it was extra sweet because Farrell was goading me the entire time. Not going to win again, not going to win again. And then I won.
Yeah. Great Western Trail is basically all the things we just said applies. But I'm looking forward to trying out the new one, Argentina.
Yes.
I'm interested.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that'll probably be in like our top 10 games. I think it's an excellent design.
For sure. Yeah, and then the last one on the shelf is Pax Viking, which we really like, and we have a couple of friends who we've managed to get to play this, and everyone we've played with really likes it. We would like to get it out a little bit more, but there's, I guess, always something else to play. Yeah.
I think it's something I would like to get out with people. It's a bit of a weird one because it's almost Beer and Pretzels game. They're kind of used to it, and the fact that new players can have easier goals. Yeah. But there's also a bit you have to pay attention, so not quite. But I think it's surprisingly good. I think it's a little bit underrated, but I mean, it was not that big anyway, right?
And it's cool because it goes up to 6 people. So I think that's often a player count. Either something goes up to 5 or then it becomes a party game for more. So that's quite cool if you're looking for something for 6 people. We'd recommend that.
Well, before we go down, you can close it, but we'll just talk about Verdant very quickly because we literally got it today and just had 2 games. And yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. I think I prefer Cascadia.
Yeah. I think I do prefer Cascadia, but I still really liked this.
Well, that's because you just won twice.
I did just win twice. That always ups my opinion.
To either,
if it's like a good game, I don't care. I just want to win. No, and it's very like aesthetically pleasing, so I really liked that. I like houseplants.
There you go.
Can you move? And you, Megan, be careful.
Okay, so Sven's on my feet now. I don't know if you can see it. Hello, Sven. Ultimate Railroads we got up here. That is one of our surprises of the year. Got it. Never played it. Got it because it was like supposed to be this classic mean work placement game. and that's kind of everything we like. So we got it, and we had a great time playing it because we reviewed like all the content. So we have played this like 10 times or something to get through all the content in the Ultimate box. I think it's very much worth it. Very much recommend it. We got a review if you want to know more.
Yep. And then we have Barrage and the Barrage expansion. This would be in both of our probably top 3 to top 5 games ever. Again, very mean, savage worker placement, and the game where we've had how do I say, come closest to having an argument with a friend before. So if mean is not your thing because you maybe take things personally, then Barrage is not going to be for you. Yeah, but we love it. Really excellent game. And then we have Clans of Caledonia, which is a Euro that we really like, but for whatever reason don't get out that often. I think it's when we always say, we need to play Clans of Caledonia again, and then we just don't.
Yeah. Wouldn't get rid of it. I like it. Get rid of it. I don't really regret not getting out that often, but I do like it. I'd keep it because I like playing it. But. Yeah,
exactly. And then
Bus.
Go on, you say about Bus.
Yeah, so Splot game, quite mean, and it's probably because I generally teach all the rules and I obviously play the most. I tend to pick up things and how games work in systems quicker than anyone else.
Yeah.
And I see the connections. Again, a lot of it's reading the rule book and understanding different parts. But Bus is the one game that I've played that it just melts my brain, and I've come dead last every time. I've just bungled everything. But I really like it, and I really want to play more, and I just haven't got it because you have to have 3 players, and that's always difficult because you have to want to get out over a zillion other games.
Yeah, and it's tough. You really have to. It's one where I think you have to have really accurate foreseeing of what the actions of everyone is, and it can be quite difficult to foresee the implications of everything. So that's what makes it difficult, in my opinion. But yeah, a good one. Just really is a brain burner because of that. And then we have the Castles of Burgundy, which I probably like more than you. Yeah. But you think it's okay?
I think it's a classic. It's pretty good. Like I said, I think we'll come to another game a bit like this, but I think it's an older game that's quite good, but it would really benefit if we bought an insert for it because of the setup.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I do spend a lot of time sorting out all the tiles. And then Connecting Flights, which was a Kickstarter that I bought. Was it the first Kickstarter that I got?
Yeah.
I really like learning about airport codes and geography. Is that... It's really specific. Yeah, geography nerd. So I thought that a game about it could help me learn them. The game is pretty good. It maybe isn't what I thought it was going to be, but we had a couple of games with your family, and it's quite good for those kinds of situations because there's a lot of auctioning and trading, which is always fun with more people, right? And kind of your family and trying to outbid people. And
I think it's a game that you kind of need, I think a family who don't take too seriously and just want to have fun, negotiating. Because I think if you played it with, all hardcore gamers, they'd probably hate it.
It's not, mechanically perfect, is it? So it is more about the fun of the auctioning and the bidding, and it's a bit of a puzzle element about connecting flight routes as well. So, yeah, it's fun.
So we got Forgotten Waters, which was basically favourite game of 2020.
Yeah.
Still recommend it. We played it, I don't know, maybe winter last year. I don't know when we last played it. But it's always something I want to play all the time and it stays in my mind. But the problem is it takes 3 hours and you do want to have a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an occasion game.
Yeah.
But I fully recommend it.
100%. Pirate role playing, the voice acting and the humor and the narration is just completely on point. It's fun. It's almost a shame that it is so long because then we would get it out more, I think.
So then we got our 2 Circadian games, which we were kindly sent by Sam McDonald, the designer of both, and one of them has another designer, I think Zachary Smith. But First Light we actually played weekend before last for the first time. And it was pretty good. It's the first in the series. It's a bit of a, resource conversion Euro with dice worker placement.
Yeah.
It is pretty nice little, like, kind of bite-sized is the wrong word, but it wasn't too long, it wasn't too difficult, but it was crunchy enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting stuff. Look forward to playing more.
Yeah.
I think we owe a review for it, so you'll probably see a review. Chaos Order, I think, is completely slept on at the moment. It is their new game that just kind of fulfilled to backers, and it's a mix of like Gaia Project, Scythe, Root. If any of these are of interest to you, I think you'll like it. I guess you could make the arguments maybe at times a bit unwieldy, but I think it's really good. It's like up to 5 players, asymmetric factions, but like with an Euro style. And anyway, we have a review, so check it out. It's definitely worth looking into if any of that was interesting. But I think it's a bit slept on at the moment, and I hope to see it do well because I think it deserves it.
Yeah, that's fair. And then we have Brian Baru. Again, a lot of our friends kind of enjoyed this one when we've got it out to play. Yeah, we've always got it out at the beginning of a game night as like a warm-up game. And also quite good because it's a trick-taking game, so it is something that you can just sort of throw people into. Because no matter what they do, even if they don't fully understand the implications of what they're doing, you can always do something. Just play a card and see what happens.
And you always get a reward, right? Which is one of the great things.
It moves the game on.
And it's also kind of interesting as well because it merges trick-taking and area control, which is quite novel.
Yeah, for sure. And then Empires of the Void 2, which maybe you were thinking of getting rid of, and I made the argument to keep it, but I
want to play more, I just don't know when we'll ever play it. Like all the other space games we have.
I know, but I just really enjoyed it, or I remember really enjoying it.
I think it was really good.
Even though we haven't played it in a long time.
Well, maybe really good's a strong word, but I think the combat was quite good. I liked the mechanisms. It was interesting, for sure.
I think that's what I liked about it, because dudes on a map, dudes in space map, not necessarily my thing, but because I don't like combat where you have to build up a lot of your army or whatever, and then it can just like get destroyed. But I found the combat in that game like good to manage, and it was easy to see
I thought that as well.
Who could maybe win the battle. So it was like a more calculated risk than it just being sort of down to luck. So I think that's why I quite liked that. And then we have Quacks of Quedlinburg, one of my faves. I generally really enjoy this sort of bag building mechanism, and it was the first game of that type that we played. I didn't think I was maybe going to enjoy it from the cover. I didn't know too much about it. I do tend to judge games a bit. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite.
If you design a game that has bag building, just send it because Tally will give it like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I love it. It's so fun.
It is one of our most played. I hate it, but I love it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a gambler and I always explode, and I hate it. Speaking of gambling, Lords of Vegas, a game I like very much because then gambling tends to pay off more on there.
True.
But it's like, classic older board game, but I think it's just really great because it's a bit silly, it's a bit zany, it's lively, kind of outwardly focused, and I just have a lot of fun playing it every time, and my friends have a lot of fun playing it, and I look forward to. I think they're going to do a reprint and another expansion, which is something I want because I kind of want to do a review of it, but it's like out. You can't buy it anywhere, so it seemed a bit rude. Yeah.
And that's column number 1. So move into the middle column.
So we got Ankh, Gods of Egypt, which something we want to play a little more. We both really liked it. I think you were pleasantly surprised.
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, because I thought it was sort of, it is area control, but there's a lot more to it than just that. It's more of a puzzle, and it's a race to get to the end. So, found it more interesting than I initially thought I would.
I think what's really interesting about it is it's basically an excellent 2-player game. In fact, it's one of the best ways to play it because it's so chess-like, which you wouldn't expect for, gods on a map game. My Father's Work, we just played this yesterday.
Yeah, we did. So we played it a fair amount when we first got it some months ago, and then we did our review, and then we moved house and everything, and just didn't really get a chance to play it again, but we had some spare time yesterday, so we got it out again, and we both just looked at each other like, this is a really good game.
Really
good.
It.
Yeah.
I think from our review, which wasn't that long ago, so you can check that out, but one of our things was a lot of times like the app and there's like all this stuff going on and it just doesn't really tell you what's going on. And we still found that it happens, but like the rest of the game is so good that it kind of carries it through, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, so also another one of our kind of favourites, although like a new favourite. I like to refer to this as Scythe on Sea. It's about pirates, but you're kind of sort of racing for objectives, but you could go down like the merchant route or the combat route, and there's a lot of different things that you could do to get points in this game, so it's kind of a little bit up to you what path you want to take, and just production value and everything is like top notch as well.
Except for the cardboard shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's got some really terrific systems in there. Dune Imperium, and also the expansion in a way in there. I think we both really like it. We're not like crazy about it. Like I think it's in the top 20 on BGG now, and I don't think we'd put it there. But I mean, we enjoy it. It's a really sharp, mean worker placement game. It's Dune.
Yeah. Pipeline is a bit of a, I guess, novel one in a way, because you're creating like a personal puzzle of pipeline where you take tiles from the middle. So it's about refining oil, which sounds super boring, and it's a kind of economic game about making the most money from refining oil. But yeah, kind of novel because there's a little bit of worker placement. But the main thing is creating this kind of personal puzzle to optimize the amount of oil that you can run through your pipeline, which is your puzzle. Artwork by Ian O'Toole, which I think for me always really helps when the artwork, I mean, he's our favourite artist in the space, but it always helps when it's kind of this dry theme if the graphic design and like artwork is on point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's basically all the games he works on, right? Like we just did Pampero, right? Which is like a sister game almost. Pipeline's really good. I like as well that as a game you get better at as you go.
Yeah, well, some of us do. Some of you do.
Well, we've got our route section down here, which we're very proud of. It's actually like basically everything route packed into these boxes, because I was just getting rid of them, so it's like quite... We haven't played it since we lived in this house, and I was thinking actually really want to get it out. I was thinking out the weekend for some reason or another.
Yeah.
Want to get it out.
For sure.
It's one of our favourite games. It's one of our most played games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Root, right?
I think we go through phases of playing it, don't we? Where we get it out and then we maybe play a lot in a month or something, and then we sort of put it away, and then I think it's one of those things, if we've got a spare weekend, we'll get it out and maybe play like 3 games in a row. But yeah, none of our friends really like it, which is a bit of a shame. I guess it's a bit of a hurdle to learn all of the factions to really enjoy it. So yeah, we've not really convinced anyone to play like consistently yet.
Then we got Pax Pamir, a game also by Carl Worley, and I mean, I really love it. I think you do too. I personally think it's one of, if not the best design game I've played. It doesn't mean it's necessarily my favourite. Yeah. But I just think the design is, I mean, it's incredible the way it works and the interactions. And I just think, this and kind of Brass Birmingham, I think, are, perfect design games.
Yeah, I didn't really get Pax Pamir. It honestly took me like 5 or 6 games for things to really click for me about everything and every possibility that there was. And then once I got it, I was like, this is so smart. I just thought it was kind of, basic is the wrong word, but maybe singular focused on the territory control in the map. There's so much other stuff you can do with like sending spies to someone else's core and like, you know, all of these smaller things, which is more subtle but very, very smart. So yeah, I persevered and like really happy that I did with that one.
So we got the 3 games in the Iron Rail series, which we're a huge fan of. We did a buyer's guide for it. I think Irish Gauge is our favourite, and they're all like cube rail games. And their kind of selling point is they will have rules on an A4 sheet of paper, so really easy to teach and get into.
Yeah.
And I think they're just kind of terrific social games, and there's a lot of auctioning or undercutting other players or interacting, and I would recommend certainly Irish Gauge and Iberian Gauge straight up.
Yep.
So then Food Chain Magnet.
Food Chain Magnet. A very mean game. Again, the sort of game that you know that you probably lost within the first few turns.
Yeah.
Can be quite frustrating, but again, like very, very novel in that you're building this empire of fast food restaurants, but a lot of it is card play and making sure that you have the right staff in play to do certain things. And but it's mean because you're taking the competitors' demand, basically. That's the goal of the game, and you can just completely take over everything in like one round, right?
Exactly.
If you play it right. So, but yeah, really cool.
I think it's another one a bit like Root, where we go through phases of playing. We've actually played it like a fair amount, and we just like seem to like play 2 or 3 games for 1 week, and then we'll just put it away again for a year.
Yeah.
Turner's Trail, Martin Wallace game that we quite liked. It's a bit simpler than some of his other ones, but it has some nice mechanics. I think nothing particularly special, but good fun.
Nice little game.
Star Wars Rebellion, one of the best 2-player games of all time, for sure. I mean, we really enjoyed it. We've got it out a few times this year, and I think the 2-player experience is unparalleled.
It's really fun.
I showed it to a friend for the first time this year, and he was like, and he's played a lot of games with us, and he was just like, I didn't know 2-player games could be so epic. So it's like an endorsement, right?
Yeah.
And we had really good fun. Tapestry is kind of a bit of an evergreen for us. We don't think it's like the greatest game ever, but it's a bit of a comfort game. We've played a lot of it. Yeah.
Again, it could be one of those ones where if we got one more time for one more game, just fit a quick game in of Tapestry. It's like that for us, because I think all of our friends that play with us know how to play it now, and we can just set it up and just go.
Quest for Eldorado, which is Ryan Knizia game about racing. It's become a bit of a modern classic, just because it's so simple and engaging for new players and kind of non-gamers, and also gamers as well, because who doesn't love participating in a race?
Yeah.
So it's a race to the finish line with some really smart card management.
Yeah. Where did we put it? We made a video recently of our favourite games to play with non-gamers or family that don't always game all the time, and we put that at number 2.
So also my mum's favourite game, actually.
Yes.
That we've introduced to her. Cosmic Encounter 1. I mean, it's Cosmic Encounter. It's been around for like 50 years. Really want to play more of it. Just never quite seem to get out over anything else, but I haven't given up on it.
No. When we get our incoming tray, which we'll show you in a bit, we should put it in there as to remember to play it when someone comes around for dinner or something.
Unfathomable, going to get rid of, just because it's kind of too long. You need a bunch of people, and it's too long. I just no. So Red Rising we got sent it to review, and I quite like it. It's not a bit like Tapestry. It's not that special, but I quite enjoy it as like a 40-minute kind of card manipulator. I like the books, so
yeah.
Then we come over to the Nemesis and Midlands cabinet. So we've got like all the Nemesis stuff, and there's even more in the spare room.
It always shocks me how this is taking up nearly a full shelf. It's so crazy.
So we got Nemesis, the original, Lockdown. I think we both prefer Lockdown.
Yeah.
We did the buyer's guide, which I think is like our most watched video at this point. People really like Nemesis, apparently. I mean, it's Lockdown and Nemesis. It's tough, it's mean, it's kind of unique. We quite like it. It can be unfair at times and a bit unfun, but it also is like so
pretty epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we got the 2 brasses. Do you want to take them?
Yes. Very happy that we have both of them, and I think a highlight for us at the time for the channel was when we got sent Brass Lancashire by Roxy Games. So we were super chuffed because Brass Birmingham is one of our favourite games. So really cool to be able to compare them.
Yeah.
I think we both do prefer Brass Birmingham because there's more options, things to build and sell.
Don't spoil it. Let them watch the buyer's guide we
Watch
did
the
for
buyer's
both of them
guide.
to see which one you should get.
I really like Lancashire because I'm weirdly good at it. It's really weird. I'm never usually good at these types of games, but I just smashed you all in Lancashire.
A lot tighter and meaner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is like usually not your bag.
No, but I just must like ships and cotton mills.
That is true. Well, there's cotton mills in the other one. Must be with ships.
Yeah, that's true.
So here we got our GMT games: Twilight Struggle, Imperial Struggle, and 1960, Making of the President. Twilight Struggle we want to play more of. Played a handful of times, but want to really learn the cards. Making of the President is the best one, the most fun. It's just really engaging, and we both really enjoy the theme.
Definitely.
Imperial Struggle, probably going to get rid of just because I don't think it'll ever get played over the others. It's fine, but you only need so many GMT games, right? Yeah. Orleans, the other game that's old and good that needs a storage unit.
Yeah, so one of our favourites, we both put it as our number 3 game of 2021. It has a bag in it. I said earlier, I love bag building, so gets my vote on that tick mark. I think we would maybe play it more if it wasn't for the fiddly setup that is quite time consuming. So maybe once we get this organised, so that you mentioned, it could cut down a little bit of the time. It's always going to be a little bit fiddly regardless, but yeah, maybe that could help. But yeah, really, really good one.
Carnegie, we've been playing a lot of recently, last week or two. Got through like 4 games maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it off Kickstarter and we've really enjoyed it. It is basically just one of those, Euros with a really interesting action selection system.
Yes.
So it's got that twist, but there's a lot of the same things you've seen before, but it's definitely worth checking out, and I think we will do a review of that.
Yeah. Also looks lovely on the table.
Tool again.
Yeah.
Then we got Science Corner. We got Cellulose and Genotype, 2 games by Genius Games, and they kindly sent us both to review. And they're just really great thematic science games that are really good for playing with the family. They're family weight games, but they definitely have a bit of bite. So they're quite fun. Played them a couple of times.
Educational ones, maybe for kids, older kids as well.
We got Stroganoff, which probably going to get rid of. It's just a bit too fiddly and obtuse for not enough reward.
Yes, has for me really strange pace in the game, and for me it feels, I don't know, start a little bit. Maybe it's because it's obtuse, like you say, but it was fun when we played it. But yeah. Not the best one.
Libertalia, we got
What's in the gap? Sorry.
That was something that we'll get to later, and I'll know when I see it. And there's a reason for this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry.
So Libertalia, we got sent to review, and at first I was kind of indifferent. I thought it was okay, but the more we played it, because we started playing a lot with as a pre-game, and with family, and just had some really terrific games of it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy playing with your family now.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those ones, like you said, like Brian Baru, where the action is very simple. Everyone can just participate from the beginning, even if they don't really understand. So the first game is always super easy to get into.
Yeah. Then we got Hippocrates, which is also from Game Brewer like Stroganoff. This one again is a bit fiddly and weird, but I think there's enough of it I like that I want to keep it, because I think a lot of it is quite novel, and we actually did a review on that just because it's so interesting to talk about.
Interesting.
Quite enjoyed it, but we need to play it more. We just haven't really got the chance to play it since the move.
Yeah, and I think it would be nicer to play now we have our lovely table, because you really are throwing a lot of dice in the end, and they're very, very small. So on our old table, when you have 4 people throwing all of them dice, it's absolute chaos. So hopefully with the the recess in the table, we can not worry about them going all over the floor.
Then Anno 1800, Mark Mollard's game, big, heavy, but really fun, I think. Has really interesting progressive mechanisms, and I really like the kind of table talk that I think, install more than the game installs it. And it's just let down by like really subpar components, basically.
Boring artwork.
We got Praga Regni, which has been called the most Euro to ever Euro, and it's about right, but it's really good.
Yes, I really like it. Another one of those games. I'm not very good at Euro games generally, but I do really like these sort of point salad games where it's always a reward.
Yeah.
I'm just not very good at it.
No, I think it's really good. We have a review of that, actually.
Yeah.
So we come to the top. We talked about Verdun.
Yeah.
Return to the Dark Tower is my favourite co-op. We got this, sometime this year in the summer, I think, early summer. And we've played it like 10 times, and I just think it's really terrific. Back the new expansion. And I just really love that it's very simple what you can do on your turn and how to play, yet there's like so much different areas you're being pulled in, and it really gets that perfect spot.
And it's got a giant flashing also tower. That, right? You're acting like, the mechanisms. You love the tower.
I think you like the tower more than me. So behind this plant and lamp we have Scythe, which you wouldn't know, by the way, it's like hidden, but it's our favourite game of all time. Mm-hmm. That's why it's up here, pride of place. It's a well-worn copy. But if you follow this channel for any length of time, we've talked about Scythe over and over, so we will move on to the in-tray of review, you could say. I was just looking at this now and I was thinking, it used to be more games we were sent to review, but now it's just a lot of games that we want to play.
Yes, that is true, yeah.
Well, new games though. So we start at the top, we got Bestiary of Skillum, which we did a video for recently, and it's coming to GameFound in a week or two. And it's really good to play a game. It's very chess-like. Really enjoyed playing it, and I definitely want to play more.
No, it's not two player head, right? We've played it two player.
Well, it's 2 or 4, but I think it's mainly 2 player. Yeah. Waterburn, we played for the first time, and we'll say more when we play more, I think. Yes. Zoo Tycoon, we really loved.
Yeah, big fan. So we did the preview video of this. So it was a Kickstarter.
It's still live, I think.
Yeah, went live recently. I think it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's multiple times funded, and we really recommend this.
Yeah.
It's
really,
if you like, sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you really like heavy, intricate Euros, then. Yeah,
I was just going to say it's pretty cool. It's the Zoo Tycoon kind of license.
Yeah.
Microsoft have licensed it, so it's the nostalgic computer game. Sister game of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I want that game.
That's why I keep saying to the designer every email.
But really recommend to check out the video for that if you're in any way interested.
Wonderland's War,
which I've taken to call him Alice.
Alice, she just calls it Alice.
Big fan of Alice in Wonderland. So.
Yeah, so it's again another bag building game, a bit like Quacks, except this time using them to combat each other rather than brew potions, but I think it's really good. It's one that we've played a handful of times. I really want to play with just more players.
Yeah, it'll be more chaotic. And but it's really fun. I love it. It's maybe a little bit longer than we thought it would be for the type of game that it is.
I think it just somehow goes on a little too long for me.
Yeah.
And you'd have to go, because it's like 25 minutes per player on the box, and like it's like nearly 2 hours of us two.
Yeah.
And we know what we're doing. It's just anyway.
But good fun and quite novel, I think.
Age of Atlantis. It's kind of a bit of a Scythe-like, asymmetric faction engine builder. That's pretty good. It's not I don't know, the greatest thing ever, right? But I think it does a lot of interesting stuff, and really enjoy playing it. Plays in good time.
Yeah. Also, again, very good production quality.
Yeah, really good production, except for the cards for some reason. It's got like
cards,
incredible artwork and production.
Divots on the player boards, which we're always big fans of. It's very nice, and everything's quite chunky apart from the cards.
Yeah, the cards are like the worst quality cards we have in the collection of like any game or something. Anyway,
it can't be worse than Anno 1800.
Yeah, we would like to do a review of this because I think it's our thing. Vagrant Song, cooperative kind of campaign game. Want to play a bit more of this. Played it a few times, like it, but I think we were doing it like in the middle of moving, so I didn't really get to sit and appreciate it that much.
No, I feel like I wasn't always concentrating. I had other things on my mind, so look forward to getting back into it. Oh yeah, Lands of Galzir. Big fan of this one. I think this is my favourite, or one of my favourite, sort of narrative, story-driven like app games, because you can play competitively, and usually those games are co-op, which is fine, but we're savage and we're mean and we like competing with each other. So I think this is really interesting proposition if you like story games but fancy something competitive as well. Really like this. The story is really cool, the characters are fun, and has a little bit of humour in there as well. I think it's really good, really good.
Yeah, everything you said really. I think it's quite nice as well that it's like each game is its own session, yet it kind of still carries on. It's quite an interesting way of doing like a narrative game that you can throw people in or out of or whatnot.
Yeah, we did the preview, didn't we?
Yeah.
Prototype, and this is our production copy.
So we have Galactic Era here, which was a game, I think it was on Kickstarter a year or two ago, maybe a couple of years ago. This we were sent by a designer, Channing Jones, and I think he designed it as a way that you have these big space games and there's like the different ways of dealing with combat, and he's kind of designed this to be in the middle of them and like solve not problems necessarily, but maybe issues people had with the way that you resolve like combat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we haven't got to play this yet, but we look forward to playing in the future.
Interesting, yeah.
ISS Vanguard, which maybe takes from Dark Tower to be my favourite cooperative.
Oh yeah.
I'm really obsessed with this, and I think you nearly had a breakdown because I made you play 3 like games in a row of this. Because I want to get to the end of the story and see what happens.
I do really like it, don't get me wrong. I think it's really cool and really cool systems and all of that, but a whole day of playing it, maybe I was at my limit on Saturday night when you were like, we're going again. I was like, what? I thought 2 was enough for today.
No, it wasn't.
I need a little break from it for a little while now.
I really, really enjoy this.
It is really good.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was very high on my Game of the Year list. Windward, we played twice. It's a nice little huge box beer and pretzels game.
Yeah.
That it's interesting. It's just like a bit of a lighter fun where you're kind of going around hunting these space carp.
They look like carp to me.
And like you can if another player has one towing along, you can like go and knock it off them and steal it and stuff. So it's quite fun, but
yeah, I was definitely surprised how light it was given the size of the box. I don't know if that necessarily has to correlate, but I was a bit surprised.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't weird. I just remembered where the missing game went. It was Everdell, and threw it all away because we put it. So this is our Everdell complete collection box, and we don't have the complete collection. We're missing 2 of the expansions. But I got this to store it all because I got the 2 newest ones that were on Kickstarter. And I said before that I was a bit over Everdell and I kind of regretted getting the expansions because I was just like done with it. You weren't, right? You wanted to play more. You're happy.
Yeah.
And then we got the expansions and we got it out and played it. And we played like, 3-4 times since we got this week or 2 ago. And I've just been like reinvigorated now.
Back on that Everdell hype.
All the other expansions, I just like started really enjoying it again.
Yeah, I mean, the little meeples with the stickers is enough to suck anyone back in.
Oh yeah, you get these little stickers, and I think that's what's, like you say, reinvigorated it.
Yeah, we're like 2 early 30-year-olds on a Saturday night a couple of weekends ago, sticking little snail faces on the meatballs. And we looked at each other and said we're having the best night ever.
It was incredible.
Like.
The snail has a top hat. I mean, what more do you want?
We've named him Lord Henry.
Yeah, we have. They all have names.
Yeah.
He's Lord Henry.
Godfrey the Bat.
The Bat's Godfrey. What was the other one that was?
I can't remember.
That's a good name. Alright, anyway. So, John Company.
Remember, we'll let you know.
John Company, we haven't played. Really want to play. I've spent my last 2 days watching the rules video. That's like 2.5 hours long by Cole Worley. Because I started reading the rule book and I was like, sack this, which I never watch videos to like learning it ever.
Read the rules, don't you?
I never.
Video.
It's because I read so quickly that, and the video is always like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
There's just no point because it'll just take longer than me doing it, and then I won't know where to refer in the rules. Anyway, really looking forward to this now that I've spent like 2 hours soaking it in. So then we can go up here to the hidden shelf.
It's not hidden, it's very exposed.
So we have the hidden secret garden.
It's not secret, it's really exposed.
Yeah, this is a problem, right? I guess we can start from down here. So we have The King is Dead, second edition, which is a really great small box game, I think.
Thinky game.
I'd recommend it to anyone. Then we got Isle of Skye, which was one of the first games you bought.
Yeah, and read the rules off.
And read the rules, and probably still the only game you've ever taught.
I think so. It's another Alexander Pfister, but very different from his classic Euro going around the board in a loop. It's more of a lightweight auction game, but I think it's fun. We like to crack it out now and again. And then we have Galaxy Trucker, which is incredibly fun.
Yeah, really again, good.
I think it's very novel.
Real time.
Yeah, exactly. And just scrambling around for all of the pieces to build your ship and then sailing it, driving it through space and watching your friend's ship just completely fall apart as they drive. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. So then we have Undaunted, which is, 2-player deck building game. I think it's really terrific. I think we both liked it way more than we thought.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to play the other ones, but we still haven't finished this one.
Yeah.
Then hidden behind it, you've got Arkwright, the card game, which is something that I quite enjoy, but want to play more. It's also quite intense and intricate.
Economic, mathsy.
Yeah, it's really brutal.
Yeah, and they say the card game, which makes you think that it's small, but it's actually quite big. There's a lot of cards, so you do need quite a lot of space as well.
Yeah, mental space.
Yeah.
Then we got Mansions of Madness, which...
Mantis, you got Mansions of Madness on the brain.
Yeah, tell me about it. Mantis Falls, which was a game we really enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's a 2 to 3 player social deduction game, which is quite novel. And the theme and the artwork is impeccable, and we really like the game.
Yep. Going to play it more now. It's winter. It's a wintry game. Sit there with the candles in the dark. Amazing. Twin Peaks theme tune.
Exactly.
On. Yeah, and then we have Lawyer Up, which is a 2-player head-to-head game about one of you's prosecution, one of you's the defence. There's some different content and different trials to work through as well, which is pretty cool. You want to say something about it?
No, I think it's...
You like lawyer stuff?
I like lawyer stuff, but it is a good game. It's not a great game, but I enjoy playing it. It's thematic and fun.
And then Red Cathedral, which...
I would...
You kind of want to get rid of?
Yeah, I just don't know when we'd ever play it, but you quite like it.
I do quite like it. Yeah, it's not one that I'd ever kind of rush to recommend to people or anything like that, but every time we do play it, I have fun. I quite like it. And then Curious Cargo. Oh, is this the section of stuff that you wanted to get rid of? You also wanted to get rid of Curious Cargo, but I blocked you from that because I really like it. It's like 2-player pipeline light version, basically, in a way. Some different stuff going.
I'm not
so
crazy about it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
It did make my top 10 2-player game, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And then we have one that did, Watergate, which is an incredible 2-player game. We're probably not allowed to play anymore because we got it out after 2 years, and I whipped Tally, and she got really, really mad.
I'm getting mad thinking about it.
Parks, which is a kind of like another evergreen for us. It's lighter, but I think it's really nice in that it's light, but still there's enough going on to keep like people like us engaged who play a lot of games.
And it looks beautiful.
I like to
learn about the national parks.
And we got Cape of Europe, which we both voted our favourite 2-player game that we've ever played.
Yes, for sure. We racked up like 25 games of this in the first month or something, didn't we? And then Cascadia, which you put very high on your 2021 list.
It's one of my, I think, all-time favourite games. It's just so calm and comforting.
Yeah, it's kind of just tile laying, matching combinations. But again, I love anything based on real-life places, so it gets a tick from me for that. And then Res Arcana. I'm so bad at this game. I do really like it.
I really do enjoy Res Arcana, but yeah, we have to play it in small doses because you get really mad because you have like 5 points and I'm just like 10 points done.
It's just that I always think I'm doing quite well in a game. Like, I might have a chance to beat him this time, and then you've suddenly jumped up to 10 points within like one round.
Yeah,
so annoying. And then the last one in this exposed shelf is The Estates. Bit of a fun, kind of lighter one. I think it's one of those games that is technically easy, but I find it quite hard to wrap my head around personally. It's quite brutal.
Easy to play, hard to not do yourself over.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, yeah.
Right, or to do everyone else over properly, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good one.
Yeah, so now we'll quickly show you the...
Draws of Shame.
Draws of Shame.
I'm going to sort these out one day.
So here we have some word games, Codenames and Decrypto, which honestly are like some of our all-time favourites. Don't Get Got, which we really enjoy. Want to play more, great game for holidays and annoying your friends.
Ruin the holiday. So
then down here, it's our roll and write draw. We really like roll and writes. Got Hadrian's Wall, which I think is one of our favourites and also probably the heaviest. What else do we like? What are our favourites? I think Wrestling Leaves, that's become one of our most played games.
Definitely.
Long Shot.
Long Shot has really been a big hit with all of our friends. Railroad Inc. I think is a lovely little game.
Lost Cities is one my mum really likes. Alice Missing RPG one shot that we really like. We got some sheets from it here, I think. That was really fun. Want to play that again. And then we just got some small card games and fuzzies and some social deception games that are quite small. But we don't want to talk about this too much because a roll and write's a roll and write, right?
Not loving the organisation here that you can't see things underneath.
No.
So one day I'll sort that out.
But then we will go to the final selection, which is the odd-shaped boxes and things that wouldn't fit out here. So here it's like the land of forgotten toys, things hidden away in the cupboard.
This makes me sad every time I look at it.
We need another cabinet.
Well, if anyone has any like good organisation tips, we have very long, like deep cabinets. I'm wondering if we could get like some kind of spinning thing where you could spin it and.
You love spinning things.
Yeah.
So we have Cthulhu Wars Duel, which is like the shorter, mini version for Cthulhu Wars, where it's like $30 or something, and you don't have the big plastic miniatures. And we have nothing to say about it because Tally won't play it with me.
I don't like that one.
You didn't give it a real chance. We got Euphoria, Stone Mic game we really enjoy. Dice worker placement. It's really good fun.
Yep. Goes up to 6 players as well. So that's always fun.
It's quite nice. Hands of Tonica, which is like a proper modern classic. We really enjoy introducing that to people.
Yep.
I don't really like that it's here, but that's how it is. If it sits, it fits.
Yeah.
Bonfire, which I think we should get rid of and put in a bonfire, but you won't let me.
No, you don't. What do you mean put it in a bonfire?
Yeah, so, you like it.
We should have played that on the 5th of November.
Oh, no way.
Damn. I like it. I think it's really cute in the theme.
I'm not convinced. I just it's fine. I just don't think there's...
Not something you'd ever pick.
It's not interesting to me. Underwater Cities. This is like a proper Shelf of Shame one where we played it. And then we're like, yeah, it's pretty good. Let's not play it for another 2 years and then play it. And then we're like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then not play it for another 2 years.
Yeah. Have we played it twice?
2 or 3 times. Behind the viticulture stack, we have Polis, which is a really great 2-player game. Really tough Euro.
Resource management.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really, really good. I love the theme, love the components, great production by Devere.
Oh, it also has combat, which I always forget.
Yeah,
but we never seem to need to go into combat, right? So for us, it is resource management.
Yeah, but we have a review of that, and I definitely recommend checking out if you like that kind of 2-player game. Still hidden behind viticulture, maybe, we have New York Zoo.
Yeah, so... very cute polyomino tile laying game about creating New York Zoo.
Yeah.
Cute, like fun, short.
Nice little race game to the end because it's the first one to complete. Anachrony, just see what we said about Underwater Cities, basically the same thing.
So true.
Got some expansions for Dark Tower, Arc Nova.
Viticulture?
Of course. So we got all the viticulture stuff. And viticulture is one of our favourite games. It's like an all-time classic for us.
It's a classic in our household, yeah. Absolutely love it. We used to love having friends around on a Friday to play viticulture, which we call Viticulture Fridays. We would have wine, that was mandatory, and some like tapas and snacks. Have very fond memories of that.
So then we got Arc Nova.
Yeah, so... we do really, really like this game, but we're not 100% on the hype that maybe everyone else is.
Yeah.
And we think it's really excellent, but can't maybe quite understand why it's been, escalated above some other things, but not to say it's not really, really good.
We got Coffee Traders.
Coffee Traders is actually one of my favourites.
And hers and no one else's.
Yeah. Again, one of those games I'm not great at. It's a very heavy Euro with kind of interlocking mechanisms. So I'm bad at it, but I think the theme is absolutely amazing. I really like this kind of fair trade coffee, setting up cooperatives with the farmers. It also looks amazing out on the table. And I think some of it is actually quite novel, even though it's just kind of worker placement and different phases. Yeah. But yeah. I like it. Also one of my favourites.
Well, let's do this. So this is just like a little card game from a local Danish studio. And we haven't got to play that much, actually. I think we played 2 games, but then it got swamped by other new games we have.
Yeah.
So we put that there. Then we got our Vital Lacerdas. This one's one of your favourite games of all time.
Yes.
I really enjoy it. And we got Vinyos, which we haven't played that much, but I liked it enough. On Mars, which is probably my favourite, and we've played that a fair amount. It's really good, but I mean, for Vital Lacerda, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, I guess the thing is with that one is you don't play it for a while and then you get it back out and it's a lot of relearning in a way or forgetting because there's so much interlocking stuff. So that's just always a little bit of the tricky thing with those types of games.
Dice Throne Season 1 re-rolled. We got Send This by Rockstar Games to review, which we did recently. Really enjoyed this, actually. Had a really nice it's like rainy Saturday with my friend who was over visiting because we weren't getting outside. And we just like kind of went through all the characters and we both had a lot of fun. Just really good like dice chucking, short combat game.
Just fun.
Comet Blood and Sand, one that really enjoy, want to play more, haven't got out in a long time.
Yeah, I really like it, even though it's dudes on a map. It's really good.
Blood on the Clock Tower, need to play more.
Yeah, well, the first time we played it, we had 14 or 15 people, which was maybe a mistake.
Bit too much first time.
Yeah.
King's Dilemma?
All King's Dilemma, yeah, we have a really fun
campaign. Check, we can see it.
Going on with a couple of friends where we get together once in a while, play King's Dilemma, and talk like we are in medieval times, stick on some bardcore, so 50 cent in the club, but in medieval style, so it feels like you're in the tavern.
You might need to crouch down.
Amazing.
Now it's just like your lower half.
Yeah, so really cool. And then we have to get this out.
Yeah, our favourite game of all time, Scythe.
Connect 4. So good. Very addictive.
Yeah, a lot of memories with that game.
Yeah.
Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Maybe I should get that as well.
Yeah.
We started this with some friends who were rude enough to move to another country.
So rude.
So I guess we're going to finish it ourselves, but we're being too lazy to do it. We only have like 1 or 2 games
one
left.
game they moved. Couldn't they have waited?
Yeah, losers. Lost Ruins of Arnak, I want to get rid of. You won't let me.
No,
so that's
I
that.
like it.
Guard Project, want to get rid of.
Yeah.
I think we will, just because I think it just never quite landed for us. And as I was saying earlier, Chaos Order kind of does some of the same things, but I like Chaos Order more. Concordia, another one might get rid of. I kind of want to play it more, just don't know when we're ever going to get it out, because you need 3 people. Yeah, I think it's good. It's like a bit of a classic, like isn't, really well ranked, but I just don't know when we're going to play it.
Yeah.
Oath, I kind of want to get rid of it, kind of, because just never going to play it, because no one wants to play it with us.
And the bot is not good enough.
No, it wasn't. I'm sure there's like newer ones now. It might be worth trying to get it out.
Yeah, that's true. But we like playing Root, for instance,
Yeah.
with the bots, and we think it's really, really good. But it didn't quite work for this.
I'm not quite sure you're in. Okay. I can't wait to see. You might need to move a little bit closer. But then also don't want to get rid of it because it's so unique. Nidavellir, which is a really wonderful, kind of low-key favourite of ours, auction game. That's really nice to introduce people because it's a bit lighter. Great theme. Then we got Wavelength, which is a nice party game. Radlands, which is 2-player head-to-head. That we like enough, but I don't think we like it as much as some other people did when it came out.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fun enough.
Maharaja, haven't really played.
No.
Fiam, I think it's completely underrated.
Yeah.
I think it's got some really interesting mechanisms and card selection systems, and we have a lot of fun playing it.
Definitely.
Each game's quite different, but we have a review of that if you're interested, but I really recommend that. Do you want to talk about Mind Management?
Mind Management, yeah, so it's a hidden movement game. We mostly have played this head-to-head, and I think that's better, just with 2 players. But I think, didn't I give this a standing ovation when we first played it? I just found it so interesting. And
she does that sometimes.
Yeah, if it's really, really good. Mind Management, got that. Big fan. Oh, Intrepid. This is named, one of the relationship, well, very nearly relationship breakers.
Enders.
It's a cooperative, but I wasn't that good at it in the beginning, and Farrell got really, really sad and mad at me.
Well, wasn't it because you couldn't add up to 7 or something?
Maths.
Yeah.
It was hard.
You're like, oh yeah, I can make 7 space food or whatever it was, and then you're like, oh, I only made 3. And I'm like,
but yeah, really cool.
I quite like it, but we haven't played it enough. It's just one of those ones. So you'll see a theme in this collection, right?
Yeah, but I'm wondering now if we're not playing some of these because they're sort of hidden away lately.
But that's part of it, I think. But this we kind of kept out, and we still didn't.
Yeah.
In the old place. Dog Park this is a prototype that we got sent to preview.
Yes.
And we enjoyed it. It's quite nice, obviously. We like the dogs. I think production was quite nice.
Lovely little game, I think.
Witchstone, a really nice point-solid Rhino Knizia game. I think I'd get rid of it. You didn't want to, just because
I like it.
I think it's good, but it's not.
I think
special.
it's just an easy get out, quite quick.
It's hard to explain that. For us, sure.
Yeah.
Renature is a Dominoes game.
Yeah, I think that's, again, keep saying the word novel, but it is novel. It's Dominoes mixed with some area control. But the theme is very kind of cutesy because it's about nature. But it can be quite brutal if somebody takes the area that you want and takes the space that you want. So it's kind of a bit deceptive. But Really, really nice little game. Again, quite different from anything that we have in our collection.
So then we have Eldritch Horrors, which honestly have loads of expansions for them, but haven't played in like 2 years.
The years, yeah.
It started being something I played solo, but now I've been playing Mansion of the Madness down here solo. So I've been playing that quite a lot, like this year solo, and we've played it a little bit. Yeah. But I don't think I'd ever get rid of it. I do really like it. But yeah, I just need to find the time to play it solo.
Yeah, I don't love Eldritch Horror, I have to say. I find it...
Well, you just don't like losing after 3 hours.
Yeah, but it's... Maybe it's the length, but that could obviously happen with Mansions of Madness. It happened in a game that we played the other weekend. You play for a long time. There's just something about it that just makes me sad after, and I just think I just kind of wasted my life a little bit there.
Summoner Wars, a really good 2-player game that we've been really enjoying.
Really good.
Both rated it quite highly last year in our like top games.
Yeah.
Skull Hollow, 2-player game we haven't played so much. Both because I think we've both had fits at losing in different times.
It's one of the most frustrating games I think I've actually ever played. So annoying when you're the creature and the little foxes.
Foxes, yeah.
Just keep coming at you and you flick them off and they keep coming. Ugh.
So we got a new favourite.
Yeah, absolutely love Villagers. We got this again just before we moved apartments, and we kind of played quite a lot, and then it's kind of been put in the cupboard, unfortunately. But really amazing sort of card drafting tableau builder, would you call it? Really like that.
And then we will run through these, which are like the bottom of the barrel. Not really, but My City is a really, really great legacy game that we completed, and then we are replaying it because we did it 2-player, so we can kind of do it again because there's like the other half of the components.
Yeah, we both absolutely love this. We'd recommend that to anyone. We've bought it for a couple of friends as well as presents, right? And I just think it's quite a cool thing to buy someone.
Mariposas, I kind of want to get rid of because I feel like I've done it all, but you want to keep it?
I like it. Yeah, I think it's just a nice, relaxing game.
Yeah, it's nice enough. I just think I've seen it.
There's not too much to say about it, but I just think it's nice.
Dinosaur Island and the expansion. This, love to hate it, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised that you don't want to eject that.
There's something about the theme, and like I do like a lot of it, but I just think there's so many rough edges. I just need like homebrew it or something.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
Cooper Island, one we kind of want to play more. That I think we just don't get out because it's quite mentally intense.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting because you have like 3D terrain that you build, so like you need to think in like 3 dimensions basically, rather than just like putting this next to this.
Yep.
Oh, what's that?
Ticket to Ride. Just a classic. It's an absolute classic. The family request to play that when they're here, so that's not going anywhere.
I've got a bit tired of it, but I don't know why, because I used to quite like it, and now I think I'd just always rather be playing something else. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Then we already covered Mansion of Madness, so I'm going to stand up.
Yes.
And potentially move the camera. So there's not a lot of point showing the other cabinet because it's mainly just expansions.
And it's a big old mess.
Yes. The only game we have in there is Eclipse Second Dawn, which is one of my favourites. It's just like a huge box. But yeah, there's no point. And we also have Wizarding Chess that my mum bought us. So we play chess sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. Everything else is just expansions, pretty much. So.
Yeah, it's just all our expansion covered. So the only other things as well are that would be worth mentioning. Down in the basement, we have Through the Ages and Twilight Imperium. Both games we really enjoy, but for obvious reasons, the fact that they're both like 4 hours plus. They're special occasion games, so we just have them down there.
Doesn't warrant the space, yeah.
Exactly.
We have Jaws of the Lion down there.
Yeah, we've got Jaws of the Lion down there just because it's a campaign game, so you kind of need to be doing it to play it.
Yeah.
We're like halfway or a bit more through that. But we haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, and we have a copy of Gloomhaven actually that a friend sort of gave to us.
Never played it, don't know if we ever will.
No, it's down there though.
Yeah, it's down there. And then we got a bunch of games. We got like a whole box of trivia games that we probably wouldn't include in our top because we just liked playing trivia and with our family.
Yeah.
And finally, the games that I like literally couldn't get rid of, like Boon Lake and Pendulum.
Oh yeah.
I like tried to give away Pendulum and no one will take it. So, yeah, but that was our top 162. Honestly, when I counted the first time we tried to do this video, I think we might have more now. So
yeah,
160 something games. I don't know.
Yeah, at least 160.
But I guess you could subtract the ones that we want to get rid of, and then it would even out.
Yes.
But hopefully this has been interesting and you enjoyed looking through our collection. Let us know what you think about our comments or our games or our collection.
Yeah, and honestly, seriously, if someone has some organisation tips for deep cupboards like these where you want to store board games, please let me know. Give me, I don't know, Amazon links or whatever. I'm very into my organisation at the moment and I just don't know what to do about this. This makes me sad. I want everything to be kind of on display where necessary and you shouldn't have to be putting stuff away to see everything. I think that's a shame. So I want to sort that out.
So as always, yeah, like I said, please comment. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. And hopefully we will see you next time with some reviews or other content. But thanks for watching.